Good morning. Good morning, thriving warriors. Today is Sunday, August 6th, 2023. And the temperatura outside is currently 72. The low today from right now is 72 to 104, 32-degree temperature swing. Nope, it's 70 degrees outside right now. Okay, so here we are to help you get from where you are to where you want to be, to someplace better, to someday I'll, point A to point B, etc. And it's Sunday. Sunday is fun day. So let's get started, shall we? Wadabebi is there. Wadabebi. I'll pull out my ink. Monk. What do you say about them apples? Okay. I think she says it's too bright. The sun is too bright. Okay. What are first things first? Chai? No. Coffee. Coffee. Coffee's for closers. Coffee's for closers. You son of a bitch. Oops. All right, have the coffee. Hot. Okay, point A to point B, Sunday. The kingdom of God. Heard an interesting thing this morning as I was preparing for this in Bible study. Let me shut this door. There. Okay, well, let's first of all talk about what are we doing here? Since we are all believers, or we all should be believers, or we all could be believers, putting that over here to the side, it is the most important thing. But that's not the purpose of this video. Okay, but it is the most important thing. We're focusing on other things because there are much more better people who can focus on salvation. Right. Salvation. I think salvation's the easy part. The bar is pretty low. If you're a non-Catholic Christian, the bar is pretty low. All you have to do is believe Jesus is the Messiah in your heart, sincerely believe it, and upon death, poof, you're up in heaven. Okay, good, great. I'm not being sarcastic, I'm not being facetious. Just saying the bar is low if you're not Catholic. If you're Catholic, bar is high. Very, 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 very high. And my understanding is only people who are saints go from death to heaven. The non-saints go to purification. Why are we talking about that? Because it's like Jesus had one mission, two things, two acts, as was in the video I saw today. Act one, the kingdom of heaven. And for people that are going to fact check me, an important thing to do, put in your Bible, online Bible, kingdom, and you'll see the word kingdom comes up 308 times in the New King James Version. But if you fast forward just to the New Testament, forget about the Old Testament. If you fast forward to the New Testament, starting in Matthew, talks about the kingdom of heaven, kingdom of heaven, kingdom of heaven, kingdom of heaven. Not really a lot about salvation. So, twice God says down, comes in Matthew, twice God, his voice comes from the clouds. This is my son who I'm well pleased. Once when Jesus is baptized to start his mission of creating the kingdom of heaven on earth, setting up the church on earth, which which continued through saying to Peter, "You are Peter, upon this rock I will build my church." Bing. Okay, that's one thing. The second time God says, "This is my son," is at the transfiguration in Matthew 17, where God says, "This is my son in whom I'm well pleased, listen to him." And from that point on, Act 2 starts for Jesus, which is salvation. The road to the cross, salvation. Okay, well, the focus here is the kingdom of heaven, not the salvation part. The salvation part is easy. We're all saved if we believe Jesus is the Messiah. We're all saved. We're all going to heaven. And we don't do things to get into heaven. We do things to please God. The good works we do on earth are to please God. They're not to get into heaven, because salvation is by grace and grace alone. We do good deeds to help other people in order to please God. I don't have that citation, but that pleasing God fits into the kingdom of heaven. Right, Wadabebi? Okay, Wadabebi says LOL. All right, so let's get back to what our purpose here is. Now we talked about that. Our purpose here is to focus on how to navigate through the kingdom of heaven as efficiently and effectively and productively as you can, doing things to please God, not to get to heaven. At some point in time, I won't have to keep adding "not to get to heaven," because there's always the salvationist period. No, that's good. Salvation by grace and grace alone. Okay, we know that. Okay, but I'm going to keep having to say we don't do good works to get into heaven. We do good works to please God, because it's pleasing to God. And I know that there are people out there who know where that is in the New Testament. I saw it, but I didn't highlight it, didn't write it in my book. Okay, which brings us to pen, book, right? Okay, the attitude of gratitude. Let's write it on book. I'm so happy and grateful now that blank. And then ask ourselves the question, what are we so happy? What am I so happy and grateful for right now? And then watch your brain. Now then focus on your brain. Focus on what's going on inside your brain. Observe yourself, phenomenology. And then write one or two things down that you're so happy with right now. I'm so happy and grateful for right now that I have 6 kids. 6 kids, imagine that. 6 kids. Wow. That's like Cornelia said about her sons, the Gracchi. Cornelia Gracchus said about her sons, Gaius and I don't remember Gaius's brother's name, the Gracchi brothers. These are my jewels. These are my jewels. Okay, advice from an 80-year-old. Keep secrets. Why? Because you burden other people when you share them. Keep secrets. You don't share secrets. Keep them. Okay. 3 simple goals for today. Let's write that down. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, one of the three things you might have as your daily goal is to write. Write. Jordan Peterson says writing really makes you effective because you learn to be able to communicate with people. When you're talking, unless it's being recorded, you can go back and review it and say, oh, see, I could have done, okay. When you're talking, not really good unless there's some kind of way to review it, somebody watching you to critique you to help you improve. Writing is a great way to practice getting your thoughts organized clearly and persuasively. Let's see, motivational video. I did not listen to that today. I listened to a couple choice ones, a couple ones on God, including Baraka Church, number 74. Jerry Maguire, TED Talk today, Jerry Maguire. This is, okay, so we're wrapping up week number 3, getting people in the boat. So today is Jerry Maguire's little snippet from Jerry Maguire to illustrate the point. How do you get people into your boat? And this one was help me help you. So what are the elements of getting people to do what you want, having power over people? Power means just getting other people to do what you want. There's no value judgment associated with it. It's like money is a thing. You shouldn't have a value judgment. Like money is the root of all evil, or lack of money is the root of all evil. Money is what money does. A hammer can be used to make things and break things. In and of itself, it is not a positive or negative thing. It's not a good or bad thing. It's how you use it. A hammer is what a hammer does. It takes a lot longer to learn to use a hammer to make things than to break things. And it's the same thing with power, getting people to do what you want. It can be, you can use it on the dark side, just to go to Star Wars, where you're using it to manipulate, intimidate people. That end, or you can use it to motivate. Instead of manipulate, you motivate. And at the far end of the spectrum is self-motivation. If you can teach people to motivate themselves, that's the best thing. So that's what power is. It's just the ability to get people to do what you want. Our focus is the good side, motivation, getting people to do what you want because they have discipline, motivation, encouragement, things like that. That's how you get people to do things in a positive way. So that was this week. How do we get people in the boat? You don't want to get people in the boat who you're manipulating or intimidating to get into the boat, because as soon as they figure it out, now all of a sudden you have somebody on your boat who's a problem. You don't want that. You don't want somebody in your boat who's a problem. All right. So today we are doing number 2, Jerry Maguire, laying it all out. So join tribe, nudge forward. So Jerry Maguire and Rod are in a sort of a tribe. They're kinsmen, they're aligned. Jerry's trying to help Rod, and Rod is trying to help Jerry, directly and indirectly. That's okay, good. Jerry needs to get Rod to do things so that Jerry can do things for him. Help me help you. You want me to do this for you, well, you need to help me do it. So the elements are: find part of the status quo to change, tell a compelling story, connect the true believers, ignore the non-true believers, and lead them. So in this version, Jerry tries telling a compelling story, which is act like somebody who loves the game. And that story didn't work with Ron because he was talking about what to do, how to do it, not why to do it. And Rod isn't getting it. Then the story totally flips around, where Jerry is now impromptu responding to Rod, who doesn't get it. And Jerry kind of loses it, but he becomes impassioned. And he's just pleading with him, help me help you. So now we're down to the why. Why do we need you to change your behavior? Why do we need this to happen? Well, because why is help me, help you. We need you to help me, help you, because it's a siege trying to help you. It's a pride swallowing siege trying to help you. Help me, help you. If you help me, I can help you. All right. Connect the true believers. In the first story, Rod wasn't believing the first story of getting back to the basics. And he bursts out laughing, right? First he gets upset. Do your job. I'm an athlete. Do your job. And then that triggers a new story, which is help me, help you. So connect the true believers, ignore the non-true believers. So at a certain point, Jerry thinks that Rod is just playing with him, just joking with him. So he then ignores them. And at the end, Jerry walks off, ignoring Rod. The story's over. Great example of what to do to get people on your boat. Okay, but time is racing. So we're at 16 minutes, time to wrap it up. Let's see what else. Today's prayer. Teach us, good Lord, to serve you as you deserve, to give and not count the cost, to fight and not heed the wounds, to toil and not seek for rest, to labor and not ask for reward, except that of knowing that we are doing your will. Okay, do good works because it pleases the Lord, not to get into heaven. Okay, very good fable today, Aesop fable, the ant and the dove, good one. Okay, well, everybody, it's Sunday. It's the start of a new week. It's the end of a week. The weekend is almost over, etc. It's cutting out. Uh-oh. So this might do. Okay, Wada Bevy, are you available for a quick call to talk about bamboo? The big bamboo. Okay, as I say, last two things. Access yesterday was the only easy day. Number one. Number two, it's okay. Note now. It's okay now. Good. It's now available for a call. Question mark? Yes, sure. Okay. Access yesterday was the only easy day. Embrace the suck. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. You know the thing. And number two, if you're still here, God is not through with you yet. He has a plan. But more important than that, as we learned today, good deeds please God. Good deeds please God. Salvation is by grace and grace alone. We don't do good deeds to get into heaven. We do them because it pleases the Lord. Bingo. And end cut. End cut. Bump.